It's amazing how someone can just make you feel so worthless, and the effects of that stays until years later. The quote, "You can't heal in the same place you got sick," right? It's not something new, like I've heard of that before. I'm sure most of you have heard of that quote. But it's never really occurred to me how real it is until this year, because I realized that I've been trying to heal in the place that I got sick. And it's not like legit sick, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. And even the other day, I think it was the other day when I came to this, like, really, I've been kind of realizing it. Oh, my neck. But it only came to the other day when I had the real realization, when I had like kind of a breakdown. Is that what you call it? I've never experienced that. I don't think so. It was so weird. I was just over there. I was taking some tablets, my iron tablets, every night, like usual. I just started crying out of nowhere. And that's kind of when I came to a realization that I've kind of always been trying to heal here. And I've made previous videos about this, about how I just don't feel like my life is here anymore. I need to go somewhere else. And I think it's something more than that. I think it's something more than just feeling like I don't belong. It's trying to heal. It's not normal for me to get all the bad memories just by looking at someone who gave me all those bad feelings. Like, why does it still affect me? And I know trauma is like a very big word, right? But I do feel like I have trauma attached to one particular person in my life. And it's just all of these things that I've been trying to heal from in the place where I got them, or where I need to see the people every day who, where I got this from. Like, even sitting here, like this, like right outside there is the place where I had my first thought of self-harm earlier this year. In this room is where I got the news that my dad passed away a few months ago. And like, it's just not normal for me to be in the same room with that person and feel like I can't breathe. I've talked about this in previous vlogs. Like, I come back to my room and I can suddenly breathe. It's not normal, and it's only recently that I've decided that I need to go to counseling for this. So I'm gonna try that. When I go to campus, I'll go to like the uni counselor. Ew, my hair. So I don't know why was I even filming this video. I just wanted to get this out because for a long time I've been trying to heal somewhere where I got sick. And I've been trying to create new habits and create a new life where I'm still very much attached to the people or the person who gave me that life of torment inside my mind. Like, I've been trying so hard to get a consistent fitness routine, right? To get fit. When every day I have to face the person who was the source of my eating disorder, who body shamed me all those years ago when I was 14 years old, and I've only fully recovered this year, believe it or not. And I'm 19. It took me 5 years. So that's a lot of, that cut me to the bone, that incident, that whole illness, that cut me to the bone, especially to not be taken seriously. That is a whole other story for another day. But, and also just the little things, like, I feel like life has made me stronger and God has made me stronger, and I feel like I don't really care what people think anymore as much as I used to. And I think that might be true in terms of like my body image, as in maybe if someone else said something mean about my body, I wouldn't care, and I would just like not care, or say something back, not like mean, but like tell them that's not nice or something like that. But I think in terms of my family, it would be harder because that's the source of it. It's the source of it. I remember distinctly one of my family members when I was 16 or 16, I think, telling me that my legs are big, like I have big legs. I was already insecure about it. And then another family member telling me that I should do like leg exercises, like thigh exercises, because my thighs are too big. And that was like my insecurity for the longest time. And it hurts when people say hurtful things like that and they don't know you're already hurt by it, and they're just making the wound deeper. You know how much I used to hate myself? They make me hate myself even more. And even when I think I'm already healed, when I think I'm okay, when I think I'm strong already, after all these years, like, and then something will happen. Like earlier this year, someone in the house said that I gained weight. They didn't say it to my face. This person didn't say it to my face. Said it when I was walking away. So like behind my back, basically. I was walking away, and then this person said, "Makin gemuk. She's getting fatter." And I heard it while I was walking away. And then the other person who she said it to said to her, "Makan banyak. She eats a lot." And after all this time, I thought I'd healed from that, you know? After not hearing it for a long time, I thought I'd heal from it. But then I came into my room and I cried, and I just felt so weak. Like, I can't believe these words still get to me. I don't know why. And the thing is, like, I never really had a choice besides having to heal here, because it's not like I can just move out. It's not like I can just go somewhere else. It's like, that's why in previous videos I've even cried about it. Like, I just feel so trapped here, and it's been happening for a while. And for a long time I didn't realize that's because I'm not supposed to heal here. How am I supposed to heal here? How am I supposed to heal where I look at this person and I remember everything she did to me as a kid and all these years? Like, you just can't. Like, how? You can heal to some extent, I guess. Like, I did heal from my eating disorder, but what about everything else? Eating disorder is just one of it, you know? And even that itself has like multiple components to it. It's not just like I starved myself. There was like a whole other thing inside going inside here. And it's just all of these things that it's just not normal for me to suddenly break down, suddenly cry, suddenly remember all of those tragic things that happened, or all of those bad thoughts I had in my head, or all those bad memories. But they're all there. And I can't heal here. I can't forgive here. I cannot forgive. It's very hard for me to forgive when I need to see that person every day. The person who broke down my self-esteem, who insulted my body, made me feel so ugly and so worthless, who made me feel so insecure about eating, like I wouldn't dare to eat in front of this person, because I knew they would say like, don't eat so much, don't eat so much. The person who basically gave me depression. I got depressed at 15 years old because of all of that. It's very bad for me to not forgive. And if you're a Christian and you're struggling with unforgiveness, like, I totally get you. It's very, very hard. Even harder when you have to see that person every day and you look at them and you feel like you can't breathe because of everything that's happened. And it makes me feel like a bad person because I'm supposed to forgive. God calls me to forgive. Why can't I forgive, you know? I just need to go. Like, it's not like I'm saying my problems will just disappear when I move somewhere else. But I think it would make it easier to just not be here. How do you face the people who are the source of your darkness every day and still have hope that there's light? You know, like, I don't know, like, that sounds so deep, that sounds so dark. I'm okay, guys. But yeah, it's just for a long time. All these years I've been trying to heal in a place where I get judged. How does that work? It doesn't work. And I'm very, very grateful. I don't even know how I've survived these months. Whew. But I'm very grateful that next year I'm going to campus, so I'll be away. Of course, that comes with its own problems. Not saying that my problems will just disappear. There will be new problems in life. That comes with campus life. But at least I can give it a shot at healing. I can go to the counselor at uni. And yes, this is how it has affected me, to the point where I feel like I actually need professional help, because as much as I've healed, I guess, from stuff in my life, and as much as I'm better now, definitely in a better place mentally now, I still feel like there's like a tether or like a rope pulling me to the past, because I stay in the place where all of the memories of the past they're all here. It's just like, how do you heal like that, you know? I'm not trying to make this video emotional. There's hope, and I know there's hope. Of course there's hope. God is hope, and I have God. But yeah, not gonna lie, like these past few months, sometimes I have felt hopeless, because it's not normal to suddenly cry. It's not normal to look at this person and feel like I can't breathe, or be in the same room as this person and feel like I can't breathe. It's not normal to feel like I'm just chained down when I'm in the room with this person and I have to be on a fake behavior. And it's taken me a long time to realize that some people, even family members, that's a very hard thing to realize, are toxic. And no one really told me about that as a kid. And I have all of these memories from being a kitten of trying to please this person. I've come to a point where I realize family can be your hell. Some people find that family is heaven and they can't part with their family. I'm very happy for those people. But sometimes family is hell. Sometimes it's not everyone. For me, it's not everyone in the family. Sometimes it's just one person, and that person can already ruin everything. And it's so weird, because when I look back on like my younger days, it's like how I feel so mad, because I used to feel bad about not being good enough, or and then actually it was this person just being too controlling and not accepting me, and just all these ridiculous things I'm not gonna disclose, but it's just the damage, And also, like, there's a lot of things I haven't done, never ever told my family, especially the eating disorder. I feel I'm gonna take that with me to my grave. Only my brother knows about it, but even he doesn't know the extent of how much that destroyed me. It's amazing how someone can just make you feel so worthless, and the effects of that stays until years later. Like, now I'm healed, and now I know my worth. I will never let anyone treat me like that again. But it's so scary how I still can't forgive that person. How do you forgive someone who made you go into such a darkness? How do you forgive someone who just made you feel like your life is worthless, or just made you feel like you're so ugly and you're so fat? And it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than the body. It goes deeper than it. Just felt like I had no control, and I just wanted to be taken seriously, because no one took me seriously. Just talking behind my back about my illness. But I was sick. And it just made me rebel, you know, because I wanted them to take me seriously, so I just tried to starve myself even more. And I used to feel so bad because I felt like I wasn't sick enough, like I wasn't thin enough. I mean, I wasn't like, you wouldn't look at me and think that I had an eating disorder, you know, it wasn't that obvious. It wasn't obvious at all. And I used to feel so bad because I felt like I wasn't a proper anorexic, if you get what I mean. Maybe that's why people didn't take me seriously. It's just a joke, you know, my darkness. And as much as I've healed from the self-sabotage part of it, as much as I love my body now, I'm in such a better place now with it. And I will never do that to myself again, because God wouldn't want me to harm myself like that again. And I can't believe someone once upon a time convinced me that it was okay to do that to myself, when actually God would never. I wasn't aware at that time of how much God loved me, you know, and how much God must have been so sad to see me hurt myself like that and talk to myself like that and let someone hurt me like that. He must have been so angry because I'm his child. But at that time I didn't know. I was only 14 years old and everything just went downhill from there. I know, kind of annoying. I tend to talk about my past eating disorder a lot on my channel, but it's because it was the darkest time ever, and a lot of things came out of that. It was not just an eating disorder, a lot of things inside, but eating disorder was the physical part of it. Everything else was inside here. I also feel like I tend to invalidate my problems. Like I tend to push my problems down because I always feel like someone else has it worse. And even with my eating disorder, sometimes I feel a bit dumb because mine didn't even last for that long. Like some people's eating disorder lasts for years, some people die from it. But I have to remind myself that my problems is still my problems, my darkness is still my darkness. Yes, someone out there has it worse, but it doesn't mean that my problems are not valid. So if you struggle with that, I struggle with that a lot. I always invalidate my problems, always. But just know that your problem is still a problem, and your darkness is still dark. And for a long time I thought I didn't deserve help. Like I needed help and I wanted help. That's why I'm trying to make myself sicker so that people would see that I needed help, but no one took me seriously. And so all these years I've been recovering by myself, and I finally recovered. It's not just the eating disorder, it's other stuff also that happened in my life. So it's a lot of things that I kept inside, because especially the eating disorder part, because I knew that if I told anyone, besides my brother, but if I told anyone else, either they wouldn't believe me because this family member has always been kind to me, or they would believe me and then it would like tear the family apart, because I know my mom would be so angry if she knew what this family member did to me. So I didn't want to break the family apart, so I never told anyone. And it just hurt because all these years I felt like this family member never got what they deserve for what they did to me, and just acted like nothing happened, and even blame me for it. When it was going on, this person would say, why are you so scared of getting fat? And then would talk behind my back about it. But then when I eat more, they'll be like, don't eat so much. And then all these years I felt bad about feeling mad about it, because I felt like, no, this person is family, I should love them, I should accept them. But now I've come to the realization that no one should disrespect you like that, no one should hurt you like that. And God wouldn't want anyone to treat you like that because you're his child. Anyway, I don't know how we went to eating disorder, but yeah, that shows how much of a big hole that made in my heart. One of the things I remember thinking during that time was I couldn't remember the days back when I was younger when food was not such a hard choice to make. Like I remember thinking like, wow, I miss the days when I could just eat when I was hungry and food was not a big thing in my life. And now I'm at that place where food is a normal thing again. And it's taken me so long to get here, to the point where food is just a normal thing. I can just eat when I'm hungry. I don't feel guilty. I don't restrict. That's the life I was dreaming. This is the life I was dreaming of back when I had an eating disorder. Because I just felt so out of control of everything. And I felt like I was worthless. And that's all tied to this place. So I can't heal here. I can't heal if I have to see that person every day like I have to now. How do you do that? Like I said, it goes past the eating disorder. A lot of things have been happening since I was young. For me, right now, to look back, I feel so bad for my kitten self because I was trying so hard to please this person. No, it's not worth it, fam. Like, and I had no choice but to stay here for so long and try to heal here. So as I'm like approaching the next chapter of like going to campus and being away from home, I know that comes with its own struggles, but I am looking forward to trying to heal from the past because I think it's more possible when I'm there, because then I am not here and I'm not reminded too much of it, you know? I'm not saying it's impossible for me to heal here. I have healed from some things, but there is still a deep wound in my heart, you know? I can't go through life not healing from these things. I have a long way of life to go, God willing. I don't want to stay tethered to the past. Okay, that was good. I'm so sorry, I cry too much on my channel, but I don't think I overshare or anything. I share stuff here to be real with you, and in case you also go through the same stuff, just know that I'm with you. And if you're struggling to heal from things because you feel trapped in the same place where you got sick, I feel you too. And I'm grateful that I'm going up to campus. Some people don't get that opportunity. Some people have to stay in the same place for a long time. I'm with you. But just know, all of the hurt that you experience in life, don't pass it on. I made the decision. I'm never gonna body shame anyone. Not that I have the desire to anyway, but I'm never gonna do that. I'm gonna try my best not to hurt someone and give them trauma. I'm gonna try my best, if I become a parent one day, to look after my kids' mental health and take it seriously. So it's a blessing to look back at things and be able to see lessons out of it. So I try to see it in that way so that I don't become bitter. It's very hard to not become bitter when you've gone through that kind of stuff in life, but you have to try to look for the blessings in them. It's very hard, but look for how you can still be Christ-like, even if someone was not like that to you. Because for all I know, if I learn from those things and I learn not to do what that family member did to me, and instead I choose to do what God wants me to do and be the opposite of what they did, and instead be Christ-like and show Jesus to everyone, I could save someone, and I could also save someone from the mental torture that I went through. Yeah. And I also need to learn to not invalidate my feelings. Like, my feelings are my feelings, my problems are my problems. I should not invalidate it. I just always feel like my problems are just stupid, and like someone out there has it worse. No one's problems are stupid. Take it to God. No matter how big or small your problem, take it to God. Take it to someone. Take it to someone who will listen to you. That's the thing, so we have to be careful who we tell, because not everyone is a good listener. Some people just want to judge. Yeah, so I'm gonna be trying my best to be a good listener, and never be judgmental of what someone is going through. Any problem, no matter how small. If you don't get it, it's okay if you don't get it. We don't understand people's problems. I do not understand your problem. Maybe you don't understand mine. You look at me like, Miaw, that doesn't sound like a lot. And maybe I'm looking at you like, your problem doesn't really sound like a lot, It's okay to not understand, We might not fully understand someone's problem, even if they have the same problem as us, We have different situations, but the point is, just because you don't understand something doesn't give you the right to put that thing down. What people tell on the surface is nothing compared to how deep it is inside. How deep does that wound go? Did it go to the bone? Maybe it was over many years of this happening. You don't know. All you hear is what they say. So when someone is telling you their problems, that's already a big step. It's very, very hard. Let me tell you, it's very hard for me to share my problems to anyone, which is very weird because I tell the camera, but I mean in real life. Very, very hard. Not necessarily because I'm afraid I'll be judged or whatever, but it's just very hard to be vulnerable. It's very hard. So when someone does that to you, if someone is vulnerable to you, do not judge them. Even if you don't get the problem, even if you don't get what they're going through, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay to not understand people, It's okay. It's okay to not understand someone's struggle. But don't make them feel invalidated. I never want to be, if anyone opens up to me, I never want to be the reason for them to be scared to open up to anyone ever again. Let me just put it like that, okay? Yeah. I don't know what was the point of this video, but it was nice to let this out. Yeah. You can't heal where you got sick. Jesus loves you, and all your burdens, take it to God. Oh, okay. And I love you too, and I want you to be okay, because God wants you to be okay, and God wants me to be okay.